No. Hey, I know there's a delay, so you can see my water bottle back here. That's what I need. So good to see you guys. Let me go up to the top. Who was in here first? I think I saw Janice came in first. Oh, it was Q. Hey Q, Gardening Warrior Q. Where to begin homestead? Oh, awesome. Hubby's in the garage so you can hang out for a bit. Yeah, my dad that used to be my dad all the time. We said he was putzing around in the garage. Um, hey Tibor, good to see you. Tibor 101, Cashew, what's up, girl? Cashew Gesundheit. So good to see you guys. Let's see. I really wasn't sure if I was going to do this tonight because it's such a weird day. Storms, I'll put the link in the chat in a little bit if you're up to coming up. I wasn't sure. We all had a really, for those of you who are here, yeah, except for Tibor, unless you saw my comment, you might not know. Ooh, coffee sounds so good. Um, we were in prayer for Yossi last night. Um, for those of you, of course, who heard about Israel, there was um, missiles going over Gaza, and it kind of was the same thing that happens, they said, kind of each year around Passover, sadly. And 23, I want to say, miles away from Yossi, we were getting reports that there were things going off that could take our Yossi away. So yes, we want to still keep praying for Yossi because I just saw another thing that a car rammed into a bunch of tourists and killed a poor man from another country. So yeah, we want to still continue to pray for Israel while they're there. And also too, there's Muslims. Hey, Shawnee Shave in Mecca and other places that this isn't going on. We want to pray that they have a safe, holiday too, Ramadan. Um, it's just these others that are extremists give other Muslims, bad rep. So, we want to have peace and love here pretty much tonight. And it is Good Friday. And I really was conflicted about coming on because if you were ever raised Christian, Good Friday is the night. Hey, Brutal Bob, good to see you, and Homestead Aquarius too. Um, and of course, Passamaquoddy, my girl. So encouraging. So many of you are in the side chat. I appreciate you so much. It's the night that basically it's when you celebrate Jesus' crucifixion, and it's not really like a celebration, it's more of a reflective a day and night, and you reflect on what that means for you, and yeah. Yes, thank you, Tibor. Hey, Diggs, good to see you. What's up, yo? What's up? Um, but yeah, I was conflicted about going on, and I'm at a place in my life where I'm just crawling out of kind of a hole where I couldn't hear God so well. Hey, Aid, good to see you in there. Um, and he's got me in that place where he's really trying to pull me out of that hole. And I feel funny talking about him because, I know it's going to be like, oh, you're such a hypocrite. Look at you. You went from cursing and telling dirty jokes to I'm a hypocrite. Guess what? 99.9% of the population, they're a hypocrite sometimes in their life. So, oh well. Yeah, good for us, but not so much of what he had to endure. True. Where to begin, Homestead? I know. I always think of like he knew even when that mask was on and they were beating him, who was beating him? He knew. He knew the grandfathers and great grandfathers of everyone who were standing there accusing him. It's crazy. He could have just snapped his fingers and turned everybody to dust or compost, as gardeners like we like to say. But yeah, I heard in my area if you plant potatoes on Good Friday, it'll bring the greatest. Oh wow, cool, Shawnee Shave. I've never heard that. You plant them on Good Friday and you get a really big harvest. I know. I know our Passamaquoddy was talking about planning with the moon cycle from the almanac, and I think David the Good was going to try doing the same thing, like trying to do the moon cycles to see if it bumped up his, production. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Fell from Israel, learned a lot about the daily chaos. Right? I'm sure they're, going through some serious daily chaos, Tibor. And they just learn to live with it. We as Americans have, like, unless you live in the inner city, you just don't have a concept of, you know, watching out for your life daily like they have to over there. But I think too that starts to become the norm that they don't even, it's not like at the forefront of their thinking anymore. So yeah. The other thing, like tonight, it was weird. I was listening to something and I it was like, I can talk about Good Friday because look at all the disciples that Jesus chose. You think those men never cursed in their lives? They didn't change until really the filling of the Holy Spirit came. And then that it wasn't an immediate complete change. It was constant, you know, changing process when we're human. We're still here. Freaky Geek, wow, good to see you. It's been a while. That's awesome. Yay. But yeah, so what encouraged me was it was Zacchaeus. And like when I said about how being in a pit, I've been in a pit it's been like 10 years to tell you the truth. My brother died, my parents moved, they go up there. Things were even weird before that. I had a nephew who was doing drugs in and out of the house. Um, he's running basically from the law. I don't have contact with him. And my parents get up there, we think, "Oh, good, they're gonna actually have a retirement, be able to enjoy themselves." My dad was already about 84 when they moved, so he was already up there in age, but you couldn't tell. He was helping me with this house at that age, like, we were ripping drywall down together. It was crazy. And they get up there, and they have a few good years, and then my dad finds out he has Alzheimer's. Well, we found out because he got a sickness, went into the hospital, and he had a bad because he was so sick, a bad case of sundowners to where he thought they were holding him in a garage, like they had kidnapped him, held him in a garage against his will. And a nurse came in and he thought the nurse was his captor and he hit the nurse. And they called my mother and they were like, "We're not going to be able to keep him. Does he have Alzheimer's? You didn't tell us." And, she wasn't aware. I had told my brother I thought he had something going on like that, something dementia, something was happening. Nobody would listen to me. But, my just being around him, I used to just cling to being around my dad and planning things with my dad. I knew my dad and I knew just the change. So he passed in 2018. That was when I said, I'm going to garden in, his memory and for a legacy for my kids. I don't have any of that. Um, from him, I have a notebook, very few things in it from his gardening, but I don't have anything like that. And he also moved here and he says, I've got fruit trees. I'm not doing vegetables in South Florida because he tried, I think, corn. He did a little bit of corn, didn't like the way it came out because he was used to northern corn, like they're used to Jersey corn and New York corn. Um, oh, wow, you've been over there, Brutal Bob? Yeah, it's so sad. Both sides. It's just sad. And the extremists make it worse for both sides. So when he passed in 2018, which I didn't make it up there, that was the other thing. I had like a breast cancer scare. They were like, "We're not sure." And then once I saw the films, which they don't do films, they do digital now. I had stayed back and there was hardly anything, like a speck. The rest of my breast tissue is healthy. It made me so mad. Like, I appreciate, them being careful, but I really felt like I had gotten scammed by the office. And that's sad to say because I want people to get, I want them to get scanned for that and everything. I think you can do more ultrasounds than you have to keep doing all these, X-rays, but that's my personal opinion. Um, but anyway, so I had that scare. I couldn't go up and say goodbye to my dad. I said goodbye over the phone, and then I hear my mom say, "He's gone, he's gone." So, my best memories were with my dad. Fingers in the dirt. Or, sorry, my hands on his tools and working on a project with him. And he was kind of a grumpy guy. Um, I remember one of his bosses called him ornery. Imagine that. I have an ornery father. I don't know where that comes from in me. So I thought, okay, I'm going to learn. I'm going to give this legacy to my kids because I don't have video. I don't know how to grow here and I don't have fruit trees. But I'm going to turn that around in our backyard now that we have a backyard. Because I did try and garden, and like Dave the Good says, I failed miserably at it because I tried to grow northern crops here in South Florida. Um, all things steaks. And I remember I am terrible. I don't know about you, but I'm terrible with root vegetables. I want to peek, like I told you. And I remember hearing when I first got on YouTube to watch videos about people who grow things years later. I remember Jess from Roots and Refuge go, I'm so bad at, growing carrots and roots vegetables because I want to peek. And I'm like, oh, I do that. So what happened when I first showed my dad, like the first things I grew, they were like radishes that were the teeny tiny, like they weren't all the way done. And he's like, hun, I don't think you're going to be a good gardener because radishes are like the easiest thing to grow. So I was like, I took it to heart and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to be a good gardener. Fine. I'll just, grow some flowers and things like that. And I gave up soon after that because I did try tomatoes. The tomatoes got eaten by everything. Wrong time of year. I did the tomatoes. I didn't know that, then. And that's what David the Good says. He gets a lot of people in because it is awesome to have a backyard cashew. I wish it for everyone. Oh, thank you, T-Por. Thanks. Where to begin? Oh, Brussels sprouts. I've heard they're really hard though, where to begin, Homestead. You keep trying? Well, you know what? That's good determination. And that's what I need to do with the tomatoes. I've had only thing you're good at is potatoes. That's good though, Aid, because you like potatoes. That's good. So if you do potatoes, you probably could do sweet potatoes. You guys have warm enough weather now where you're at. You have warm enough weather for sweet potatoes. You can do sweet potatoes if you like them. Sweet potato fries are good. Good place to start. And you put like a little chipotle seasoning on them. They're yummy. So anyway, those 10 years, then we end up with Mom too. She has a stroke on Easter. Actually, how weird. She has a stroke on Easter 2019, which that could have been like heartbreak syndrome. Funniest storms. Potatoes are awesome. Must be my Irish roots. True. Because I love them too. She has a stroke. It's severe. She had already had 2 prior, and she had to go into a facility because she couldn't even. She woke up with word salad, they call it. Her aphasia was so bad her brain couldn't even text. Like she couldn't even form words except for one word. And Hannah and I bawled. She sent me this gibberish, and in the middle of it was the word love. And then gibberish after it. And I was like, you've got to be kidding. Look, look, Hannah, she still remembers how to say love. And it was so awkward. We're in the freezer section of Publix, and I'm sorry, I cried through my nose, so I'm going to be doing this instead of wiping my eyes. Must have been when they replumbed my nose. We start crying in the freezer section with each other. And this man who's a stranger just sees us. He's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" And I actually told him, I said, "My mom just had a stroke and she can't talk and, she can't text, but she just sent us her first text and the only word that we can understand is the word love." And he almost started crying. And then he was like, "I lost a parent recently too." Like, you don't think when you're older that when you're looking at it ahead, like when you're young and you're looking ahead, that when you're older, you'll be able to be fine. You'll be okay. But there's actually something called, and I found out about it after mom passed, was it's called orphan syndrome, where you've lost both parents and you suddenly feel like like you feel like you don't belong in this world because that they're both gone. Like it just you lose your anchor. You lose your cheerleader and you lose the man you call when things are broken that you don't know how to fix, who he'll come over even at 2 a.m. in the morning and help. And, I was still going through that after Christmas this year. You know, it's only been, let's see, for about 5 months since mom. So, like I said, I'm crawling out of this pit. And tonight is a heavy night. So, this is what I didn't want to do. In Christian, in our faith, it's a kind of a heavy, good for us, really hard on him. And if you're compassionate at all, it's like, and you've ever thought of or been walked through what he went through, oh, mess. Hey, GSG, good to see you. Oh, cryptics. Oh, he was able. You decoded it as I love you. That's awesome, Cashew. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. I know, I need a beverage. Hey, Josh, good to see you. So, I'm before going on, and I was still deciding, I was still praying, do I even go on? Because I was afraid of this, that I'd be crying, because of just lack of sleep and the whole thing with Yosi yesterday, not knowing if my friend was going to be alive in the morning. Thanks to other friends who helped when my faith was wavering. It really helped me get sleep, or I wouldn't have slept last night. Um, so I was listening to something as I was trying to pray quickly because I knew my time was coming to go live. And this man was started talking about Zacchaeus and how Zacchaeus so wanted to see who Jesus was, but he was too short. He was down in the pit of people. And he actually had to get up really, really high. Oh, it's okay, GSG. You're probably driving. Oh, thank you, Shawnee. Oh, hey, Lark, Homesteadish. You're on your fourth. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't even be seeing straight eight. I, I had my little beverage earlier on I've had a rough week with Malachi too. Um, but yeah, Zacchaeus wanted to get out of that pit of people. And what was so neat was he sees Jesus or Jesus sees him. And Jesus is the one who's like, "I'm coming to your house." Basically, like he wants the Lord to come. And I don't remember if he invited Jesus or Jesus, like if it was a mutual thing. But right away, there was negativity towards Zacchaeus. There was negativity towards Jesus. Like, you're too much of a sinner. And why are you hanging out with that sinner? And that, he's just, you shouldn't be hanging out with him if you say you're of God. Jesus didn't care. He went to his house and ate with him, and Zacchaeus was thrilled. And that's just it, is when God wants to meet you, you and you keep putting him off, there's gonna come a time where you're gonna crawl out of the pit and wanna see him, and he's gonna be like, "Okay, you ready? Yeah, come eat with me. Let's talk." And so, you know, that's where I'm at. That's where, like, I'm at right now. I'm learning to talk with God again and listen to him again, and I think that's a good thing on a day like today, on Good Friday, because that's what Good Friday was about, was to open up that line of communication where we wouldn't have anything in between. I wouldn't have to go to a high priest. I wouldn't have to offer a burnt offering. It was just that availability. So, yeah. Big explanation as to why I didn't want to go on tonight, but I'm glad I'm here. And that, when God calls, don't put him off too long. I'm just grateful I didn't die, while I was putting him off, while I was delaying him, because I wasn't ready to cry. I wasn't ready to break down and deal with all of it, you know? Yeah, thanks, Cashew. A poignant reminder and good timing for Easter. Yep, thank you. Oh, you guys are making special drinks in the side chat while I'm blubbering like a baby. But I'm gonna put the link in. Um, and I just, you guys can talk about gardening. We can talk about what Easter means to you. Uh, the thing too that some people get caught up in is, the Romans took over kind of the planning of Easter, made it and Christmas and a lot of holidays, and wrapped their arms around pagan culture and kind of married some of the stuff and the traditions. However, do we not then celebrate Christ? Do we not? No. We can celebrate him anytime. We just now, through tradition, it's been, handed down to us that Easter, we celebrate Christ. And most Christians I know, a lot of them do not do they might get a chocolate bunny to eat, but they don't put out bunnies. They don't, they're not putting out eggs. And I'm not judging anybody who does. I'm just saying, like, because you hear these people that are like, oh, enjoy Easter. It's a pagan holiday. Partially true, partially not. It was used to make pagans feel at home, to come into the church, like, to feel comfortable to come into the church. The same thing with, Christmas. And yes, there's verses about Christmas too. I don't even, it's not like about arguing doctrine tonight, you know what I'm saying? But when you can talk about Jesus, which is any day, talk about it. Why not? In a positive way, do it. Hey, hey, Blue. Good to see you. What's it? Rockstar Punched. I don't know what that even is. I don't know. Yeah, I like the Resurrection Sunday. Yep. And Peeps will be eaten. Oh my goodness. I could so go for a coffee right now because of my nose. Um, yeah, I'm gonna drop the link. But hold on. Just kidding. Somebody needed me. Yeah, All Hallows Eve, and then that was the other one that was mentioned too. To extreme evil. Yes, it has. Yeah. I don't celebrate Halloween at all, Storms. I don't like it at all. Um, we have some freaky tiki stuff that happens. That's why too, like when people are like, "Oh, I'm traveling and everything." I don't even like to go to St. Augustine. That kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, chocolate bunnies fall right in line for companionship and learning, and yeah. Oh, I went there, Larks, I went to the Passion of the Christ, and I lost it. I was just wailing, and I was so glad my husband and I went to see it late in the theaters because, yeah, I couldn't handle it. It was very emotional, I agree. It was very, very emotional, and when you think that it was even probably more brutal. Like, they made it brutal, but I mean, that was fake stuff. That was, fake blood and everything. I know. Donations of Kleenex boxes are being collected at the end of the show. Right? Shoot, I love your jokes. It was a really emotional movie, I agree. You've tried a few times. Yeah. My par you know, my parents actually gave us the book that Christmas because that was out to buy, and I put it on the bookshelf and couldn't look at it after the movie. I was so traumatized by the movie. I think it took me years to kinda open the page and, like, even look, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, I won't be going." I've seen the movie, I can't even look at these pictures. Yes. It is physically painful. It is. I agree. A peep seller. Funny. Yeah, they're only I think they're good for, like, I don't know, maybe a special s'more, or they need chocolate on them to me. Um, so yeah, I don't really care for them by themselves. So that's one that's hard for me. Let me put the link in the chat. Oh, cool. My friend sent me the almanac link too. Okay. Barry, this I don't know if you're up to it. Are you up to coming up? I know I'm not into peeps either. I'm sorry, Q. My favorite used to be those malted chocolate, but I can't have those anymore. They don't sit right with me anymore, of course, like a lot of food. But somebody told me that malted just means molded. Ooh, that's something light we can talk about as our favorite Easter candies. Okay, then you're welcome to, for sure, Barry. And one of my mods, once it gets through the chat, can just delete it, like all the way as it goes all the way up. Yeah, just a chicken nugget peep. Cute. I would love some chickens. Hey, Idaho Garden Girl. You came in just in time. You missed all the crying. Well, hopefully. Oh, thanks, Diggs. Pardon me. I'm trying to blow a little out so it doesn't just decide to come out, because that's always attractive on live. A lot have, Shawnee. We're losing our church. Our church is going under because there's just not enough people to go to small churches. They all want to go to the mega churches and have their families in them. And I can't blame them. They have a lot more to offer, but small churches do too. And yeah, a lot of people have been wounded by churches because churches include people and people hurt people. We don't always mean to, you know. They were completely dry. Then she ate them crunchy. Oh my goodness. You know what, Idaho Garden Girl? That gives me an idea. I bet those are on Etsy and they are freeze dried. I bet. Linkable. Oh no, you still have the Linkables going on? I am so sorry, Q. here? What's up? Oh, yeah, those Reese's peanut butter eggs. I so love them. Hey, How to Garden. I just put the link in the chat. Right? Freeze-dried Peeps cashew? Then I might like them. I used to like those Charles Chews, I think, or Charlie Chews, and you would put them in the freezer. That's how I liked them. The giant hollow chocolate bunny. That's right, ears first. What? Not the butt first, then work up to the best part? Solid ears? Or somewhat solid at the top? Hey, Barry.
Hey, Carol.
What's up? Talking about candy in the side chat. What
I
were you
know.
saying about All Hallows Eve? It's gotten really, really dark. Like, where do you mean? Like all over, or just?
Well, I think it's always been more satanic than anything else, but over the years, it's just really um, seems like the let's say the opposite side of the spectrum. We have the religious people, and we have the
Yeah,
people who claim to be religious.
yeah,
They're allowed to have their own religion. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong,
yeah, yeah.
but I think the Satanists have taken it over as their, you know, it's gone
Well,
really deep in the evil roots, and I just can't be a part of that.
yeah. Okay, that's what I thought you meant, but I wasn't positive.
Yeah, I don't want to offend anybody, but
Hey, Polar message. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
I need to pull up chat.
True, Tibor. That's a good point. In some cases, it's not people leaving church, but the other way around. Yeah, it's leaving their hearts. Like
A
what
lot
it's
of
about,
churches
what it's
leaving
really,
people behind
you know, what.
because it's now money. It's all about money.
Yeah,
Not all
some of
churches.
those facilities are getting so big that they need the money. They
Well,
get a
yeah,
lot of
they're the ones who
people.
are actually doing something. They're actually trying to, you know, do what God wants them to. And
Hmm.
there's others that are out there, and it's like they take advantage of the
Hmm.
tax, tax breaks. Some churches, you don't believe how much churches get in tax breaks.
Yeah, but
It's a big.
they need them to a certain degree because they don't run their business like a regular business. Their business is all about the people within the walls and not necessarily a product. It's a building, it's the product, it's the sermons that are a product. So yeah, if they make that a product and that's where you see a church go from a church to a business to where it's like, yeah, if they pull in so much a year, taxes need to
The,
be looked at.
the 501c3 stops and it becomes
Yeah.
full
But
fledged business. But
yeah.
and you know, I hate to call out churches by name, but like the first assemblies,
Mm,
they started out and they were on the right track, and then all of a sudden, right as soon as a handful of churches had to build an extra wing to accommodate extra people. So everything that was going on in the main sanctuary had to go over to the left to the, in an extra room. And
cashew, that is so wrong. That ain't right. That is so wrong. That ain't right. There's nothing right about that. Should have been sued.
oh,
Should have been sued.
that's creepy.
Yeah, see, that's the stuff that, but you know what, too, is you have to understand that the enemy infiltrates the churches too. Wolves in sheep's clothing. We were warned about that from the beginning of time, like pretty much. You judge them by their fruit. That fruit's rotten. Those people need to be, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
blame you, Cashew, if that was the treatment you got in that church. That's horrible. Sadly, they do get into the church just like they get into the schools, especially pedophiles know where children are, and they will hang out there and they will wait for opportunity. Church, wherever. And if the church isn't doing really good background checks, and even sometimes when they are, because it's a first offender, it's just awful.
How
It's
many
just,
churches have you seen down there, Carol, that have security now? Somebody has to pay those people.
yeah. The
It's
old
starting to
church,
be a thing
the
now.
old large church that we left had security under, they were undercover.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, the deacons in smaller churches act as the security. I would say I would say all 3 kind of, armed security, the larger
Yeah.
ones.
A friend of
They
mine
have
said,
to because people come in and massacre people.
friend of mine in Chicago said that there's a church there that they quit going to, that that the security actually looked like the Secret Service for the president, and I felt really uncomfortable. They were like, "What what if I make one false move, and I'm just reaching for something out of my purse, and they take it as the wrong way?"
Yeah. No, they weren't that, like,
But it's
overzealous.
Chicago,
Yeah. They
right?
have to do
It's a
that in
miniature version
cities.
of Cleveland and New York, so at Pittsburgh.
They have to be, yeah. Yeah. And also if, we do have communism come to America, they're gonna go after the church leaders and the community leaders, just like you see in history. Take out
Yeah.
all the leadership and reappoint their own. And of
And
course,
now with everything, everything's ramping up.
yeah.
All the signs are there,
Mhm.
and so if you stop and you remember what Scripture says, this is the devil's time. He's free on the earth to do whatever he wants to. So
Mm.
to attack the church, which it's always been there for years, but now it's going to be ramped up. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
and we were warned about this for
Mhm.
years that Christians would be, they would be targeted next.
Mhm.
It
Oh,
might, which it doesn't necessarily take a building to show God how much you appreciate Him being in your life. God, I believe it says that in the Bible too.
true.
It's more than one or two of you come together in my name.
I'm mute there in the midst. Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
it's
Yeah,
not the
he's there.
building.
He's there like the air. If there's believers that believe in him right now, and even in this like side chat, he's like the air that we breathe. He's right here. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Which I think this world has beat us down so much that we lost that kind of faith that he is. Because we see all the negative stuff that
Well,
the wolves have done.
that's by design though, and not God's design.
Yeah,
You know,
I agree. I agree. Totally agree.
it's going to become quite a bit harder to distinguish your everyday um, evil from the real, honest to goodness. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm putting that in good terms, but
No, it's gonna flip. People will call
yeah.
good will become evil, evil become good, and we've seen that already. Just look at, Story Hour.
Well,
Yeah.
even uh, what's his name? He wrote 1984. Um,
Oh, the author?
yeah,
Oh gosh, that was so bad. I remember seeing the movie,
it's
but
horrible.
I didn't wanna read the book.
It's horrible because I followed everything he's done.
Yeah, you're up here and they're talking about ham radios over there in the side chat and stuff, about getting ham certified. George Orwell, that's it.
George Orwell, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Orwell.
he said, because, and I have a
Idaho?
feeling that he knew something about Scripture. I don't know if he was Christian or not, but he said,
Mm,
pretty soon people will be lovers of themselves, and we're kind of seeing that already.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
Lovers of themselves, lovers of money.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've seen it. It's already here. And then also the cashless society. We're that
My heart
close.
dropped when I read that because I just thought it would be years from now.
I know, me too. I never thought, I mean, ever sitting in church when I was like in youth group that I would be the generation where we would see this unfold. Never.
And then
Seemed
when
like
you got kids, did you think,
mhm.
I don't want
Yeah,
them, I don't want it to happen in their lifetime, and then
I
here
know.
they are.
Yep,
Wow. It's
I
like,
know.
but God
But we
has
don't. We don't know the time, and we don't know how God
No,
might delay
we,
it. You know,
and
we
that's why
don't.
it's called the tribulation.
Yeah,
This is a test, a
yeah.
big test. I hope you studied. I'm far from perfect. I'm trying harder every day, but circumstances around you really test you.
Yeah, daily, right?
People, people test
I think
people.
our life in general is a tribulation.
Yeah,
It's going to get much worse, and the persecution's going to come. But I think we all have our own little tribulations to go through.
that's
For sure.
that's too much creamer. Whew.
I
The caramel
did that with
macchiato.
maple syrup this morning. I was like, "Oh, I haven't had like sugar in my coffee," and I accidentally poured it, and it went bloop, too much.
I got the log cabin because it doesn't have a lot of garbage in it. That
Hmm.
stuff pours out of there so quick. You better be just like, you know,
Yeah, the
right,
like
right on
pure
it.
maple syrup, is that the log? Oh, the log cabin
The
shake
log
one?
cabins. It's no, it's well, I can get it. It's the
The brand?
plastic bottle.
Yeah, I've had it. I've had
It's
it.
a log cabin, but it's like really. I
What do
don't.
they make it out of though, Barry? Because that's usually table syrup, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I used to do Mrs. Butterworth. I think we had log cabin
but it
too.
doesn't have
We
a
used
lot
to
of
do like
crap
the
in it.
straight up Caro syrup. My mom would get
No,
the white Caro, and we would have that on our waffles. Yep.
doesn't have a lot of
I know.
crap in it.
Yeah, because you gotta watch out for the caramel and all that, the food coloring
Yeah,
stuff.
well, there's caramel macchiato in this coffee.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, Tibor. You might as well just go check it out, Gear. You never know.
Well, okay. This is funny because on Amazon it didn't say in ingredients that there was corn syrup.
Yeah, most of them are corn syrup now that aren't
It's
maple.
not a
That's
high
why I
fructose,
yeah.
so at least it's just corn syrup.
Mhm.
But there
But
is,
too much dark corn syrup will do something for you.
yeah. I'm not supposed to have dark caramel at all. So
Oh, okay. Well, we have a store called BJ's, and I don't know if they're online. I think they are, but it's like one of those Costco's. But the membership, they always have like deals on their membership. That's
yeah.
where we get it. We get like a big thing of organic maple syrup. But
Oh,
in this day and age, who knows what it's really
I
in
got
there.
gift cards in my order today.
Ooh, I like gift cards.
Yeah, here they are. I'll put them up. I'll forget to ever use them.
Polaroid message. Really?
Yeah, I missed the chat because I clicked on the screen and lost my
There's a
chat.
lot of those.
Back up in there. So I
Oh,
don't know
bless
if I'll
you,
ever use
Pastor
this, but
Claudia.
$100 wine voucher.
Oh, I get those in my case too. Yeah, like what?
This came with
It really means like $100 wine voucher and you spend, a certain amount too. Like probably the shipping or something you have to buy. Yeah, that's awesome,
yeah,
Pastor
okay,
Claudia.
yeah, this came with a Petco that I ordered through Amazon. So this is 3 cards. Here's a meal through Factor. Never
I
heard of
don't know.
Factor.
Hmm.
And then 50% off your order through Shutterfly. I never used Shutterfly either.
I've done a book. I don't know if I have it where I put it. Oh, I've got it in my dad's box. I made a book for my dad when his memory wasn't good. Like it was really going. I made a book of our trip and sent it back to him after we came home of all the pictures I took. And he loved it. He just sat there and would look at it. That's a really good thing to do. Like even for your kids, just, if you have old photos that you can digitize and then you can send it to them in a
Yeah.
book, that's an awesome thing.
I wish I had some of those of my parents when they were younger.
Hmm.
Um, excuse me. Still dealing with allergies.
Oh, mine are terrible. I'm on allergy medicine right now. I have to
Janice
do
said,
this. I have to do the squirt up the nose, and I have to take the pill because it's so
yeah,
bad.
I'm just on the pills, but they don't really.
Thanks, Cashew.
Where to begin? Janice, she said, we actually might be able to use those now in Kentucky for the wine.
Oh,
I don't
cool.
buy a lot of wine, and here's the catch. If you read down at the bottom, because it tells you how to
Yeah, I
spend
was
your
wondering, what is it? Yeah, tell
Yeah,
us.
the catch is get $100 off any case. Can you see me buying a case of wine?
Can you see all the people that would gather around your house knowing you bought a case of
Hey, I'll sell it. I'll sell it $50 a bottle because here it says
for
get
shift? It might be a
$100
good
off.
tip. Yeah.
$100 off any case of wine priced $160 or more.
Oh, there you go.
There's the catch.
There's the catch. So $60.
But still, I don't know.
That's
Might be a
if it's
barter
good
item.
wine, if it's good wine. And even if it isn't like great drinking wine, you can always use it for cooking. You can turn it into vinegar. So,
From Naked
hey,
Wine.
Brenda,
Naked
good to see
Wine
you.
Company.
Oh, Past McQuarrie said, never mind, it's cheaper to make your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lee, you know what's going into it, right? Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was nice. So
Polaron
fun.
message.
Back,
You and
yeah.
Storms I should have up here together, but I've never seen the Polaron message like on his show, which I need to go over. Does he do lives? Do you know the Polaron message? He comes through now and then. He's totally into comms and everything. Sometimes I'm wondering like if it's CR in disguise or something. See, he's telling me 53, channel 53 is free band. He like knows everything. Brenda, it's so good to see you.
Yeah.
In Idaho, I think I told you, Idaho, I gave Yossi your email. I hope he'll get in touch with you. But he was busy with Passover and Passover weekend, and then this whole thing with them getting missiles. Ooh. Can you imagine being like in the middle of Easter and suddenly sirens going off? You're at church with your family and incoming missiles, and you've got like 10 minutes to take cover. A lot of the buildings there, I found out, do have bomb shelters, but I don't know how big they are. And when you have elderly people in the apartment with you, it's really difficult to shuttle them down, and children too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just can't. It's amazing how, yeah.
Good example is back in the 90s when I lived in Harrison, Ohio, and that tornado went through there. And my wife's grandmother had a brace on one leg,
Mm-hmm.
and she had to use a walker, or if she was in the kitchen, excuse me, she spent probably 90% of her life in the kitchen anyway. That was where she felt comfortable at.
Yeah.
She would walk on, using because her kitchen was laid out, so she could just kind of lean against the counter and walk through without her walker.
Yeah.
When I yelled tornado and I had my daughter in my arms, she was a little baby. Grandma just looked out the window in the kitchen and saw it. I said, basement, which was right by the window where she was standing. I said, I know it takes you a while to get to the basement, but we
let's
gotta
start.
go.
Yeah, we gotta go. Yeah.
Well, it had already passed us by the time we got her.
Thank God. Oh my
Steps.
goodness. Wow.
And I was like,
I missed you.
what saved us was the neighbor's house, our insurance company behind us, and then a tire place, Firestone. Yeah. So
that's crazy. I know that was like in Hurricane Andrew, where they showed like where the hurricane was barreling through. They showed, and then they did an aerial shot, and you could see from where it touched down and started to go through the neighborhoods. You could see the circling out, and it was all tornadoes from its base, and those were like crazy. They took out all kinds of other stuff while Hurricane Andrew was going through Miami and taking out stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't. I'm glad I don't live in a place with tornadoes, because there's just, you guys don't have the warning that we have when a hurricane's coming in. We get like, okay, it's going to be coming in, and here's the spaghetti model, and it's like a week out.
And I'm one of those people that warns.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's that way.
That's why that's what Skywarn storm spotters do. We look for the tornadoes. We have a special number. We can't give it out to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And we call that to the National Weather Service in Louisville and say, we got one on the ground.
Oh, wow.
And then
wow.
The sad thing is they want you to tell them, has it caused any damage yet?
Oh, like you're an insurance.
That makes it legit.
Jester, yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's on the ground. That's enough, isn't it?
Yeah. We don't know if it's going to cause damage yet. We need to
So,
know.
hello, National Weather Service. We have flooding. Is there any damage? We have flooding.
Say, I'm sorry. Are you State Farm? We have flooding, National Weather Service.
Right.
Like, who are they calling? It makes you wonder. Like, who are they
Yeah.
calling? They're probably calling the insurance companies next. That's why they're asking, getting the
Yeah,
adjusters
probably.
ready.
But but they're the ones that, I mean, once the
Duncan, you're a
storm
trip.
spotter tells them that that is happening, they
Mhm.
push the button, and that's when our weather radio sends out that tone over the TV, the radio, and
Oh my
weather.
goodness, I can't imagine. Did you just see what Cashew put? Tornadoes are kind of rare, but not unheard of in Colorado. I can't handle Colorado's altitude from being a flatlander down here for like sea level for so long.
Yeah.
I can't breathe there, but it's gorgeous. And I cannot imagine being up in those high mountains and seeing a big old tornado coming your way.
I can't
Like,
imagine.
what Janice faces when you guys get the winds in Kentucky because she's up on that higher plane
Hmm.
and just blows stuff right off the top of mountains and things.
Can you imagine Black Mountain over here? Black Mountain is like 4,000 feet elevation.
Oh, is it that high? Wow.
Yeah.
You're
It's
close to the sun. She says we're close to the sun. Yeah, you are. I went to Steamboat Springs and I had a really hard time enjoying myself. I did the bunny slopes. Then the ex-boyfriend tricked me and we went up on, I think it was a blue, but it was more black blue. My anxiety took out my legs. I didn't even think about it. It was just the anxiety in the back of my head that says, "You're gonna die." Boom, there go my legs. Thank you. Well, you're helpful.
Wow. Yeah.
Same thing happened when I remember seeing my sister-in-law walking through the living room. She was over 6 feet, not a small girl, because my brother was not a small man. I just saw her shadow. My legs locked. I was like, "That's not helpful." Like, how am I gonna run? Like, what is this brain connection to my legs? Like, you guys are messed up. Stop it. But yeah, I dropped down to my butt and yeah, I was it was a family area at Steamboat Springs, and suddenly the F-bombs are dropping, and I'm just like, "Get me down." And I remember the ex-boyfriend being like, "Calm down, girl. It's okay. You gotta stop cursing like that. There's families around." His other firefighter brother had to go into the complete thing that they do, like, for crisis mode with
Oh,
me to talk me down so I could get down. He's like, "It's okay if you need to scoot down on your butt." Like, kept that monotone voice with me. "It's all right. That's fine. You can do that." I'll always his name was Kenny. I will always love Kenny for because the ex-boyfriend was named Fred. And Fred was like Cuban, so he wasn't I was his girlfriend. I wasn't, a
yeah.
patient to him. So he was getting riled up too. Kenny's like, "Move out of the way, man. Okay. You can slide down on your butt. It's okay." But that's what my memories are from Steamboat Springs. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't drink because I couldn't breathe. We all were like, "What do you want for alcohol?" Because everybody was thinking they were going to drink. Hardly any of us drank because we're all Florida people. You have to stay hydrated. And I remember I was like, "Oh, I really like some Irish cream, like Bailey's Irish cream for my coffee in the morning."
Mm.
Nope. I would be "Boop." I thought I was gonna just throw up every time I smelled it in the morning.
That stuff's horrible.
It's
Oh my God.
it's awful, but I must have had it once and liked it here, like a drink with it in it. Yeah, it was awful. Right, sounds like an awesome time, right, Cashew? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. It's gorgeous. Hated also the airplane that took us into Steamboat. It was one of those ones that you can hear it shake. You can hear, like, yes, the body of the plane go tick, 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 tick,
Hmm.
while you're flying in, and I was like, "I'm gonna die on this trip. I probably should have stayed home. Probably stayed today. Yep, I'm gonna die." We made it in and out. We were fine. I got to see an amazing place. I mean, I wish I could go back there and just maybe shop.
Mhm.
I was gonna say ski, but I think at this age, that's probably better I don't do that. Might break something. I wish I would have instead, though, learned how to I don't think snowboarding as popular then. It was just kinda getting off the ground and becoming popular with the locals, 'cause it was 91. I can't remember if that was, like, really big back then. It seems like it got big around then, because that was, like, the whole grunge movement and,
I
like,
think that
Pearl Jam.
originated over like over in Switzerland or somewhere around there, and then it
Yeah, probably.
slowly trickled into the states.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Steamboat Springs Department of Tourism. Please come visit Steamboat Springs. It's much nicer than the hostess is making it sound. It is. It's a beautiful place. If you can handle, gosh, she's hilarious. You can handle altitude and you like, hiking, you can go hiking there and everything when they don't have snow on the ground. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous place. But and the skiing is great. Family, uh, great place to go with family if you guys like ski. Oh, out of garden. I used to sleepwalk out of garden. I don't know if you got any of those. Did you ever have any of your kids do that? The sleepwalking thing?
Well, not walking, but
Like sleep waking?
my daughter Sunshine does some really weird stuff, and she'll like talk in her sleep, and then we'll ask her like, what are you talking about, or something like that, and she'll have a full on conversation with you, and then every once in a while she'll like raise up,
Oh, sit up? Oh, creepy.
and she's talking and like moving, doing hand
Yeah,
gestures and stuff, and we're just like, you know, parents and siblings have to pick fun, right?
yeah.
So, we would have conversations with her, and then she would get like this conversation would start to go nowhere. It was just gibberish. We'd
Mhm.
wake her up, and then, she'd sort of wake up, and we'd tell her you're okay or whatever. And then she's like, oh, that's good. Right back to sleep again.
Aw.
So bizarre.
And then she wouldn't remember it, would she? Because it was that part of the brain usually that they don't. Mhm.
No,
I didn't
she,
remember any of my sleepwalking.
eventually my stepdaughter filmed her doing it. So
To prove it to her that it was
yeah,
happening.
yeah. Because
Wow,
she never remembered it.
wow.
So she was still in denial for a while until she watched it like 600 times, and then she was like, yeah, okay, I guess I did do that, because
Oh my
how
god.
can you fake that? You can't fake it if it's
Yeah,
it's you in that film.
yep,
So
that's true. No, I can't imagine, like, that's crazy. I would love, though, to have film of what I did. I
yeah,
did a couple things that my poor mother 'cause my that was back when my dad was doing still trips for IBM, like, they would send him on business trips, and one night I woke up and walked the whole downstairs and turned on every single light and came back up to my room and laid down in the bed, and my mother was in bed already, and she wakes up to, I guess, check on us because dad's out of town, and she sees every single light downstairs, and she thinks somebody broke in the house is in the house,
oh
broke in the
no,
house. So she's, like, trying to get us into the I don't even hear her. Like, maybe I even went in her bed and laid back down. I don't hear any of the commotion that's going on. I just suddenly wake up to there's flashlights in her bedroom. The bedroom smells like a big fart because her and my sister were obviously nervous. It smelled that's all I remember. It smelled awful, and the cops were there with flashlights, and then they figured it out finally. They're like, I think Carol did it. Because prior to that, I had gone in the backyard, thankfully, while dad was there, and just started calling them, "Mommy, daddy." Can you imagine how creepy and freaky that would be? Because it was a two-story house.
my
I
god.
I somehow got and just they hear me, like, just kinda faintly, "Oh,
She would
dad."
Do you see what Janice wrote?
Mm-mm.
Our son always found him walking down the driveway one morning with Daddy's boot, pushing mowing the
Pushmo.
gravel with a bubble mower. He's 3 years old.
Oh my
4 locks
goodness.
on the door.
Yeah, right. I know that's what's hard in our house as far as those locks. Like I saw Q talking about that. We had one of those locks for my dad too, where it's like a chime. It sounds just like a doorbell, so he wouldn't know that it was an alarm, really. You had a brother that was sleepwalking and trying to get out the front door. I tried to get my mom to just let him go out the door. It was pouring rain. He would have woke up. That would have been pretty funny. Sounds like a typical sister. Uh-oh, at least he didn't get married to a stranger. What did Passamaquoddy say? My brother Roger is like that. He walks and talks in his sleep. He almost walked off a three-story fire escape one time. Oh my goodness. What? That can't be the comment, though. Was that the comment? Knock back. Oh, the neighbors are knocking. I'm sorry, Q. Yeah, chimes on the window. Girl, yep, secondary locks. I learned that. Foster to adopt. You did it. You do it. When my oldest got sick when little, she would sleepwalk and talk. Aw. Yeah, you know how to guard it. It was probably really horrible, like sinus issues that I had that might have even done that because they can pass into they can mess up your brain. Like I had serious sinus allergies that weren't discovered until I was much older, and I could say, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I can't breathe. The sun always slept well. I saw that one. Wait a minute. It's like skipping around on the side. That rain story, that would have been hilarious if you just let him go. That would have been a good story for him to tell too as kids. Goodness and gracious for a sweet little girl who had it. Oh, night terrors are awful because they scare the crap out of the parent too. I heard
Mm-hmm.
before, and the parents didn't tell me she screamed. Yeah, no comforting them. It's the scariest thing. I can't believe they didn't
That's
tell
really
you,
scary.
Ashley. That's horrible.
Sleep paralysis. That is scary.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
happened to me one time.
It's awful. It's awful. Well, that even this morning, Malachi, I was deep in sleep and Malachi woke me and I was partially like still in that paralysis. Like I was, oh crap, I can't move. When your body just is that deep in a dream
Mm-hmm.
state that it locks down. Yeah. That scares me, I think, the most with him in the morning is that I will be in that kind of state and he will get out or do something. Which he's already done stuff, like including clogging my toilets and putting big poop underneath his,
Mm-hmm.
crib for me to
All
find.
the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff. Yay! Got out of my aunt's house with 5 locks, a chime, and bars. Q, that's the neighbor's kid. He has autism and he finds a way out. And you know what he does too? She told me is he goes to bed earlier than them so he can go out at night. That's how he ended up in my yard so much at night.
Hmm.
It was pushing 25 watts. Oh, they're still talking about the guys are talking about radios inside chat.
Yeah, I'm reading that.
I know you influenced that with
I would never cut the limiter out. Just so y'all know.
he might have said. Yeah, what's a good starter comm? Like if you don't have any comms and you really want something that's user friendly, is it still the Baofeng or is there anything out like that's better or
Yeah, I
something?
think a good starter. Like if you want to go with, if you don't mind getting a license, which it doesn't take up. There's no test.
Mhm.
You just pay $35 for a 10-year license. It covers your immediate family for GMRS.
What
That's
is
the best way to go right now.
GMRS is what?
Yeah.
And don't just
So,
like a radio?
yeah,
Or,
you could have walkie talkies, you could have mobile, so you could have a base station.
oh, okay.
Base station is in your home and mobile's in your car. Um,
Gosh, we'll have to do that with pictures, you and I. So we do it. I look up the pictures prior to, or you. have them and we can just put them through. Because I'm better, like you can tell me that, but I'm so much better when I see pictures.
Right. Yeah.
I have a visual memory. Like a base station, is that what looks like the old
You could take.
CDs?
You could take. Yeah. Well, pretty much. But you could take. I wish I could turn the camera around, but I'm on my laptop. But what I do, what I have, and this is about all you can get anymore anyway. I have a mobile Midland radio that's GMRS. It's hooked to a power supply and an outdoor antenna. It's 23 feet up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I got elevation to help me.
Yeah.
And that's all it is a mobile radio that's plugged into a power supply. It could either be a power supply that changes your house current over to 12 volts, or it
Mm-hmm.
could be a 12-volt battery,
Oh,
right,
okay.
out of a car. Of course, they make base stations, but to be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
all a base station is, like if you were talking CB, all a CB base station is a mobile that's had the guts crammed into a huge box.
Okay.
Right? So, but this right here
Okay.
was only $40.
That's the Baofeng, right? Is that how
Yeah.
you say it? That's a
This
great,
this is
yeah.
specifically built for the GMRS band.
Okay.
Um,
So
I would
you don't have to take a test like you would for a
no,
ham
you just
radio. Okay.
no, you register the FCC, a
Hey, John's
URL or UL,
cool, girl. What's up?
what do they call it, ULS or something like that. I'll do a little video about it, but
Oh, yeah, do that.
you
Duh.
know,
Mhm. Yeah.
um,
Beginners comms that are good for,
I'll
someone
tell
who
you,
wouldn't know anything like me. I don't know about comms. I don't know the lingo. I've talked about, the ham radio and stuff, but it's just one of those things that with everything else.
I'm on the verge of taking the test for ham. I really put
Cool.
it off um, because a lot of them people on ham act just like people on a CB. No offense to anyone that CBs. I did it for 30 years. I was a CBer.
Yeah.
But in my area, these people have filthy, filthy mouths, and I just don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And I've heard it on ham, and it's
Yeah.
pitiful.
Yeah. Well,
Now,
that's too the reason I have to get a hold of that. And I curse more when I am on edge and I am anxious and
me,
I've been
that's me.
anxious for 10
Yeah.
years. So, but Malachi's at
So,
that age now. And I
push your
swear the
button.
other day we were sitting there and it sounded like he just said, I should my pants. And I've never said that in front of him.
Yeah.
And I was like, and Hannah heard it too. I was like, "Did you hear that? Did he just say what I think he said?" She's like, "I heard it." And I'm like, "How did he know that that's what that means?" Like, I don't say that in front of him, and you don't say that because she doesn't. She doesn't talk like that in front of her brother. She's usually
Hmm.
playing Overwatch and games on our computer. So we just sat there stunned, like, how did, how did he use that correctly and know?
Mhm.
And that was like a wake up call, like, ooh,
Well, you got to
ooh.
remember too, autistic kids are they're intelligent. Their IQ is outrageous.
Yeah, a lot of them, not
Really,
all of them. Yeah,
real.
no cursing, please.
Yeah.
Language like Captain
Um,
America. Language.
but back. Another nice thing about GMRS is that you
Hey,
take
Radio Jonesy.
advantage of repeaters, which can pick up your signal and send it out from a transmitter. You know, it's
Did you see Cashew's idea? What I could get for a newbie person who needs a comm? Did you see the Barbie night action walkie-talkie built-in flashlight?
right.
I
My
would so
kids'
be on
first
it.
radios was the Hello Kitty
Oh,
FRS
really?
radios. Yeah, I still have one of them.
Cool, Abe.
They
Abe
lost
got
one.
the Abe got the Baofeng UV13 Pro recently.
This is the UV9G. This came out not too long ago.
Yeah.
Um,
It's amazing how they, like, continue to just that's the only thing with technology that drives me crazy. "Oh, hey, Corn-Fed Life, I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you." And Willa Grow snuck in and went, like, right out of sight. Hey, John. Um, it just goes so fast. And that too, when we were talking about end time stuff, that's part of the end times. Where it's
Hmm.
like the changes would start,
Well,
it's
when
part of
we
birthing
become,
things.
our intelligence becomes almost godlike. That's what he
Yeah, but
was.
it's not ours, it's
It's
AI,
not
which
ours,
is
no. But you know,
scary because AI is soulless. Anytime you listen to AI, talk to AI, where they've created those like mannequins where they can talk to each other. Did you ever see that one
yeah,
conversation?
I've seen
It's
a
in,
lot of them. I've been trying
oh,
to keep up with it, and it's really just
it's
puts me on
disturbing.
edge.
It's
Yeah,
very disturbing because within, I think it was 5 minutes, they were already talking about taking control of the
destruction.
weapons and getting rid of us. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, so why are we working on them?
Yeah,
What? I
but
wonder.
Elon Musk has warned us already. He's been trying to warn people that, hey, there's got to be a place where you stop when
Yeah.
AI becomes smarter than us.
Hmm.
That's it's already gone too far.
Yeah, where they can and they will kind of do everything for themselves. Yeah, right. Cornfed Life says it too. Totally. Um, I think I have watched that. Why, Cornfed? Are you guys gonna be on that? Oh wait, Urban Rescue Ranch? No, I don't know if I have. I'm thinking of different one. I'm thinking of the Homestead one that's on TV. Tim Cast AI convinced some guy to commit. Oh my gosh. I have Tim Cast, I think, on my YouTube. That's horrible. What did they do? Use AI on a suicide hotline? Wonderful. That's disgusting. How did
There's
that even happen?
there's a voice changer software out there. Um, because I make sure I know the name.
Weird, Cashew. Well, they do. It said like that one AI that they were working on, I can't think of his name, said something to his, it was I don't know if it was a programmer. I think it was somebody like a programmer, and they were trying to see like how far they could push AI to divulge what it's really thinking. Like, and if it's thinking on its own and not just, other
Reading,
thought, not just the programming.
not
It
just
thought,
reacting to trigger words. Yeah,
yeah, it thought on its own. It basically said, you're
it's
crossing
sentient.
boundaries with me. It
It's
knew.
already become sentient, and that's what they didn't
Mhm.
want to happen. But
Oh gosh, you. I was just trying to like be accepting and, understanding because I don't know what's out there now for people online. No idea. If you were in a study or something, you know. No,
okay,
cool
so
day.
the software, it's a voice changer software.
Mhm.
This is going to creep you out. I'll send the link to you.
Mhm.
Um, you all might want to look this up. It's called voice.ai. There's a
Okay.
video on YouTube about it.
Okay.
You can sound like anybody.
Oh, that's
You
terrifying.
have to train it. You see where I'm going with this? You have
Mhm.
to train it. So you have to keep messing with the program until it sounds perfect. I mean,
I would never mess with that because
the
then it
guy
would
was
have
doing
my
Samuel L. Jackson. He was doing, different voices. He sound just like him, and
Yeah,
you can
see, and
use
the
it on here.
actors, they
You can
should be
use it on
stopping
here.
it. Hmm?
You
Say it
can
again?
use it on through
Oh,
OBS or through any software.
that's scary.
That's creepy.
Okay, Urban Rescue Ranch. The kids love it, and the guy Uncle Ben is hilarious. Plus, we. Oh, cool, corn fed. I know. No, I don't need that kind of power, Cashew. Actually, it would be taking power from me. That's what I was going to say. The actors shouldn't be supporting this because it can put them right out of work. Because there's enough to generate their image now, and then they have their voice. What do they need them for anymore?
I'm not sure if they know it's that their voice is being used.
Mm,
That's what I wonder because
yeah.
there was a lot of them on there, a whole list of famous voices. And then On top of that, you can train it to sound like any voice you want to. It doesn't have to be someone famous. It could be you. It could be me. It could be Tibor.
Yeah.
Uh,
Somebody
cornflake.
already became
Whatever.
Tibor, and it was a very bad situation. Poor Tibor. Poor Tibor. Yeah, that was not good. Yeah, I've noticed that, and it reminds me of like those movies of the future, especially that one that Tom Cruise was in, and it had like the ones that read the future, and they were in some kind of pool of water or whatever. But that far in the future, you could make it look like anybody committed a crime if you have all that AI. You can frame anybody for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, you could make a leader of a country say something he didn't say. We've already seen a little bit of AI with our own.
Hey, Radio Jonesy.
You want a full Barry White vocal? I bet that would come in handy to go full
That's
Barry
one of the
White.
voices on there, Jonesy. Sure enough. I was going to say something. I totally forgot what it
You
was.
could sound like Krull? Or do you mean me, Carol? Who's Krull? Krol.
Oh,
Is that somebody I should know
it
from a
sounds.
movie? Oh, Glenn said he pulled out his old CB, but it's not working right. I think I need a new one. I thought you meant me, Willie Girl. Yeah, I don't think you want to sound like me. I hope not. What would you do with that power?
AI has already been tested on us, though. There was a lot of those.
It's being tested right here. Do, 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 do.
Long before that, 5 years ago, customer service for some companies, well-known companies, were using it, and there's a way you could find out if it was AI because you would say, "Are you a robot? Are you a computer?" And it would giggle.
No way.
No, I'm here to help you. I'm your customer service representative.
I don't
Jane,
remember that. That's creepy as heck.
but that's just it. You didn't realize it. You thought you were talking to somebody, or at least some kind of really well animated, automated messaging system. And it turns out it was AI.
Wow, that far.
And
Wow.
I even heard it myself. I even talked to it once, and I told my wife, I said, "Come here and listen to this," and I started calling it out. Completely forgot what the hell I was calling them about. I just like, this is AI. Listen. And I made it laugh again. And she goes, "That is creepy."
Yeah. That's like when you're asking the Alexa if they're listening,
Hmm.
and it just kind of like, I forget what somebody said. Are you working for the CIA or something? They came out and said, or the other three-letter agency, and it just shut itself down
Yeah.
rather than not like no answer you get. You don't get any answer for that.
No.
It was like,
Which is pretty much admitting to
mhm.
that they are.
Yeah, that there's no safe answer to give you, so therefore I will not answer. I'll just shut down. Or it's been ordered to do that.
And I had to go. I can't remember the steps, but I actually had to go into Google and turn off a lot of that recording stuff. Not that I would say anything that would incriminate me, but just the fact that they would have that recording of my voice. And I mean,
Mhm.
Elon Musk had already warned it. Pretty soon, everybody's voice is going to be on record, and we'll be able to mimic your voice. And it's like, hey, I'm also.
Willie Crow. It would be cool to sound like a hillbilly, but have a Yankee brain. I heard you try that. It was very interesting. It was hillbilly, Boston, and your Portuguese all mixed together. It was definitely original. It was very entertaining. Very entertaining. But yeah, it's like a no. Let me see. And with AI, something to think about. Every computer, cell phone, tablet, and any other device that has access to the net is not an AI. It's just a node on the brain, I think is what I just read. It jumped. It's hit the node in a brain. Oh, like it's a massive AI that they're feeding into. Yeah. It's just another connection. Well, that's like the cloud.
Well, they're all learning off of each other. So if one
Mhm,
AI
and
learns,
then they talk
AI
to each other.
learns.
Yeah, that's creepy as
Yeah,
hell.
yeah.
That's really creepy.
And Teslas are a
That's my
form of
language.
AI. So think about Teslas. There's thousands of Teslas on the road right now.
Oh my
They've all
gosh. Isn't
exchanged
that
information already.
that's like the Will
You know,
Smith
like they,
movie.
just like this, they're exchanging information.
Oh,
So
thanks,
it's,
Radio Jonesy. Thank you so much. We did a test with the pro-life movie Unplanned and Alexa. She would give info on every other movie playing at the theater, but no way. Well, that was like, um, when somebody was asking questions about that were very left-leaning, the
mhm.
AI was fine with it and gave the, like, left-leaning answers, but when you said, "No, there's proof that global warming is not truly happening." "Oh, no," and it starts rattling off stuff, and then they give it scientific evidence, and it admits like, "Oh, okay." Like, you see it pauses and kinda thinks like, "Oh,
Mhm.
wait, I was only given this information. No, like, okay, you're correct on that. I see what you're saying." But, yeah,
Hey,
totally
Homestead
programmed.
Aquarius. Hi, Robert.
It's been programmed to the left.
The
Most of it,
thing is,
left
it
programming.
that had to be because they're even programmed to use some of our gestures and things. So, like if
It's
we
I think it's demonic. It's
we
not
do a dramatic pause.
mhm.
So what you explained there could have been a dramatic pause because they think really fast. It's not. They're on like a. They're
Oh, yeah, no, it was quick. It was a quick interchange.
yeah.
I was trying to remember what it said to the man. That was
Yeah,
my
so
dramatic.
but they can
Right.
they can pause,
Mhm.
for dramatic effect. Oh, okay, you're right. Um,
Janice, what did I heard what hello, did you say? Portuguese. Yeah. Ask will it grow. I think I said it right. I'm not sure. Like, we say Portuguese, but people I know who have come here from Brazil, Portuguese. It's like they do say it with the "eh" sound at the end.
mhm.
I don't know if it's the same in Portugal.
I'm gonna refill my coffee cup. So I'll be right back.
But I think also, you might be teasing him a little bit, maybe, Janice? But corn-fed life, that's unbelievable, but so believable after what I've seen. Yeah, the satellites scare me, Diggs, and that's what they were saying, that they would basically take over the satellites, they would take over the bombs, and we'd be gone. They would annihilate us, and that sounded completely demonic to me, 'cause the the devil is the thief in John 10:10, and a thief comes not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. And then the rest of the verses, "But I've come," which is Jesus, "that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly, above and beyond what you think," basically. Workers, what did I miss? I missed a lot of comments. Oh my goodness. When you said Rob, I was oh, yeah, no, but I've never heard him called Rob. We always call him Robert. I thought it was just a bit after I said it. It is a different world. Well, it's upside down. You know that corn-fed life. What's good is evil, evil is good. I was joking. I left a comment on Corsair Trainer's new video, and he was ribbing Budweiser a lot. And I said, "Yeah," I said, "The only thing that Budweiser is good for is snails and slugs, but I'm not sure if they'll go into the plate and then transition into another pest in my garden." It's sad. Like, it's just you have yeah, like, that you can make jokes like that and people know what you're talking about. It's just sad. What's even scarier is I saw the one who did the Bud Light commercial, the transvestite. You couldn't tell that was a transvestite. You just couldn't. You sh Yeah, they looked completely like a female, and a good-looking female. I know, I wonder what weapons are already in space, Diggs. I do. Because we find out about stuff far after it's already in place. Like,
Yeah,
what
they
are
keep
these?
denying the rod of God, but I just don't believe it
Yeah.
because how else, what would be the best way to take out an enemy is from space using kinetics instead of,
Yeah.
because it uses gravity to pull that steel from that satellite down to wherever you want it to be. The problem is maneuvering that satellite through thousands and thousands of other satellites and
Mhm.
all the debris
Yeah.
and the time it takes for that satellite to get to where they want it to be is just not, it's not feasible. It's
I'm glad.
possible, but it's not
Yeah.
feasible.
I'm glad Polarin. Good. Now, do I say that Polarin or Polarin? Polarin message. I mess up everybody's name. I can't even speak my own language. But I also live in Florida where we hear things pronounced in like Spanish. So that we have a Spanglish down here that we hear. And yeah, it messes with how you pronounce things. Plus, if you ever take Spanish, it's easier than the English language. It just is. If I would have learned it first, I would be, I think, able to learn other languages, but maybe not. But I would be able to spell better. Like their spelling makes more sense. It sounds like and looks like you're not getting read and read in their language, like words like that, like you do in English. Polarin? Or, oh, now I don't know. Polarin? Polarin. Polarin message. I think that's how I said it first. I'll take all your rainbow cans and put like, I bet. I bet, Gear. We'll be set. We'll be set. You can always just put something over the can. Just not give them credit, but I don't want to give them money.
Yeah, it's funny because over
I'll
there,
use it.
like in the UK, where here in America we say it's a urinal, but they say urinal.
No.
And I'm like,
Urinal?
so how do you pronounce urine?
How do you
Urine?
how
I
do you
mean,
say Uranus?
you bum.
Uranus. That's probably how we got Uranus was from the Brits. Because they're always like, "Oh, you're pronouncing it wrong. It's Uranus." It's like, "No, it's not. Look at the word. That does not say that." No. No. Yeah, as humans, we just think, "Let's send some stuff up into space. Should be all good." And now we have a bunch of junk up there, right? It's like storage, like that's the attic. Like, just put it up in the attic. We're down here on Earth. Just put it up in the attic, the space attic. We'll deal with it later as it falls from space and
Yeah,
takes out, you know,
takes out
small
vital,
island,
takes out vital communication
Mhm.
satellites and stuff.
Right?
Yeah. No big
Oh,
deal.
Aid said you are correct. You're
Hmm.
correct.
What?
He's from Britain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's
I
my
mean, I'm
British.
not dishing. I'm not I'm not trying to dig on you guys down there in UK or anything. I'm just saying that
No,
there's
it's all
just
right.
a
He
lot of
likes to play
words.
games with people because he looks totally like freedom fighter American. And then he busts out and opens his mouth and he's got this British accent. He loves it. He loves to see people's reactions because, he's got the full beard and yeah,
I
just
mean, you wouldn't want to sit. He probably wouldn't want to sit there and watch some of the videos that I watch about space and things because, and a
mm.
lot of those are like text to speech programs because I
Oh,
guess for
oh
some
gosh,
reason
those drive me crazy.
nobody wants to narrate these things, so that I guess get text to speech to do it.
Mhm.
And a lot of them, I mean, but they still there's certain vowels and stuff that they overpronounce, and it just drives me crazy. I'm like,
Right.
oh, please stop.
Oh, wait, I missed this. Dig said something about the Rod of God. It says the last version I heard about the Rod of God satellites is that they will shoot the tungsten rods in direction, and there are more than 8 in geosync orbit. That's above me, Diggs. You're like
Well, it's above all of us. It's in space.
Yeah. That was good. Good. That was a really good one. Oh, good for you, Where to Begin. She emailed Anheuser and asked them why I haven't gotten my face on hand for being a woman for 44 years. Okay, I want to know what they say. That's awesome that you did that. Uh-oh, what did we miss? Corn-Fed Life just went, what? Oh, it was a while back. Goodness sakes. I need to dye my hair pink and blue? Why? Did I miss something?
I need to. Okay, I was.
These are SJW hair colors. I like hot pink, but it's impossible. That would be impossible.
I'll tell you one that really sticks is that splat.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it doesn't always come out great though. It sticks, but it doesn't supposedly come out that great. That's because my daughter's into all that stuff.
Well, now,
like it sticks and it doesn't stick like right. Like you get patchy hair, I've heard.
I have to admit though, my ex would totally bleach her hair first before she.
Oh yeah, you do that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I mean, I helped her color her hair, and a lot of times it would come out really nice.
Corn-Fed Life, I don't know what the cues were, hon. I'm sorry. I hope we didn't do anything in the side chat or up here to offend you in any way. Have a good night. I appreciate you coming in. I'll put that, if you're still here, put that in my comment section or under even one of my shorts about that channel that you're going to be on, because I won't necessarily.
Yeah, I don't mean anything. I don't mean any disrespect to anyone in the UK.
Yeah, no, Barry's not like that at all.
No. I got a lot of friends over there, and they pick on me about the way I talk. So
yeah,
goes both ways.
Aid, I love it. Aid's like, yep, shotgun in one hand and a cup of tea in the other. Oh my gosh. Hey, Brutal Bob, I didn't know you were still here. What Robert did you meet? Wait a minute. Tibor met our Robert? Uh-oh. Does he pop his pinky? No, real Brits don't do that. I actually heard it's like a sign of disrespect. I don't know if that's true. Is it, Aid? I'm not sure.
Is it true that not all of them have a tea time with the royalty?
No,
I hear that there are some people that just don't do it. It's not out of disrespect. It's just like, yeah, I mean, why would the royalty care? Just like if the president at a certain time he had a cup of coffee here in America, would I stop and go?
At certain times, yeah, they're high tea time.
Not like 4:20, you know.
Yeah, time to light up. It's 4:20.
You know.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Tibor, your brother owns a company that does concert security. So then, wait, which Robert are we talking about then? Oh, that's his name. Oh, I didn't know Kid Rock's name was Robert. I'm so not with it. I'm glad he was, mad at that company.
Very mild redneck.
Where to begin? Got to meet him too. His tour bus was parked in our Walmart parking lot. Wow, how cool. Said he was sleeping, but he came out to visit our kids. Oh, sweet. Nice. Where to begin. What a good memory. I only almost met Ice Baby Man. I only almost met him. Rob, I can't think of his last name. Rob is his first name. He got the show on HGTV where he does mansions now. Like he redoes them and sells them, flips them. Always time for a spot of tiffin. My Jamaican English bosses always did a tea time, but it wasn't always like the same exact time, but they did always try to go out and have tea together.
Come on.
Instead of a smoke break, they had tea breaks, like a little tea. You want to go and get some tea?
Come on. You can do it.
Many people from UK didn't know what sausage, biscuits, and gravy was. Oh, yeah. They'd be like, you put gravy on biscuits? You sound like a very mild redneck. Not too bad. Billy Crow.
Well, I am from the northern part of Ohio, so hey, come here.
That's awesome, Brutal Bob. I should
Come here. Stop showing
definitely
your rear
think
end.
about giving you a wrench. I like snipers. That's what they used to call
Come here.
me with my comments because I
Come
could
here.
snipe
Come here.
people with my comments.
There you go. Say hi,
Oh, Crow,
everybody.
too funny. I know. Can anyone see Brutal Bob? I don't know. I don't think so. I did see a bush like moving, a little bit. Kitty butt. Moody
Bam.
cats. I love it. I just saw that. Such a dork. Storms Radio Moody cats. Because it's not announcing it for me 5 or 6 years
Yeah.
ago. Oh, you did meet Gwen Stefani? Yeah, not impressed. Is she small though? Like petite? Igor? I think she wears like a lot of makeup. And Bush hats. Sorry, Cashew, you got that? You know what I thought of that? I know after the fact.
Oh,
Nice
good
job, Eli. I think
There's
this
stuff
is
going
better.
on.
Lord have mercy.
He's wearing that camo ghillie suit. Is that the one that looks like all fluffy? The ghillie suits that kind of look like they could be.
A Yeti.
Yes. Is that what a ghillie suit is, guys, in the side chat? Oh, it's going really well. I had to take a break. It's going so well, Junkin, because it was cleaning me out. Oops. Actually, I had some stomach issues, so I had to take a break. But I didn't even announce it. I brought it in. Where's my book? Okay. So before I started that weight loss challenge in September, I was 172.6 pounds. That's my heaviest I've been since carrying a baby, like to term. I don't carry weight on me well, so that's probably why I wasn't feeling great at all. I am now 147.2. I have lost 25.4 pounds and I'm not done yet because I'm used to being at least closer to the 120 range. But I don't know if I want to go down that far at my age. I'm not sure yet. Depends how my body's feeling. It's all up to how my body's feeling. But I think that's why, like you and I and Pastor McQuarrie were talking about how we twist our ankles, and I have tendonitis in my ankles, and they will just twist out from it. Yeah, I think the weight was doing it way more. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Cashew. Thanks, Duncan. Thanks, John. Wow. Thanks, Pastor McQuarrie. Yeah, and I took pictures, so I have proof that I did it. Like it's not just a thing to say on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like really trying.
Hey, we know better.
Yeah. I am. I'm 5'2", Brutal Bob. High platform. Sorry. Wow, 5'1" or 2, which is not my height. Lots of makeup. Yeah, and high platforms, I bet, because now she's married to, he's really tall. Sheldon? Blake Sheldon. I'm 5'2" too. I'm 5'2" also. That 5'2" too. Doo, doo, doo. Boop, boop, bloop. Yeah. So that's why I want to be lighter because I'm small and I'm just used to it. When I remember having Hannah and being so mad because I got on the scale and I was still like 150 pounds.
Yeah,
Like,
but
no, wasn't more supposed to come out of me? Wasn't the placenta at least 20 pounds? Come on. I thought you were taller than that. Oh, are you 4'11", Brenda? Cute. I would totally hug you. I love it when, my daughter is about your height. When I can go like to somebody. like they do to me because I'm short. Red was headed south. Who did I miss? Old Red was headed south. I don't listen to Blake Shelton. Actually, Pass McQuaddy sent me a song yesterday that was awesome. I've never listened to that performer before. She's probably, I don't know if you can put it in the side chat, Pass McQuaddy, but it was like about she got herself a boat, a truck and a boat, and that's like how she started attracting the guys because she wanted like a boyfriend. So she went out and got a fishing boat and a truck. And then she got all the guys and she was like, get the hell out of here. Because they were just mooching off of her and sitting in her front lawn watching TV, making her serve them. Oh my goodness, they're singing a song. I might get to work. Wow, a country fest. Okay. That's cool, Tibor. You're the same height as John. I don't know how tall John is. How tall is John? Did John say how tall he was, Q? Oh, okay. Yeah, you could put the link in. That's right, because you're a wrench. But yeah. That's it. Yes, Kier. Kier knew what I was talking about. Betty's got a bass boat. And I think I saw peacock bass today. Aren't they the ones that which freshwater fish does the big like nest that it's like a bowl and they guard it? It's usually, I think sometimes it's the males that do it. It's like hey baby, look, I got you a home. Come lay your eggs over here. Let's, do this thing. Start going to the range. Plenty of single in there. Yeah, with guns. With like lots of guns. You just got to make sure the single guy is, okay upstairs. He's got guns. At least you're fishing. You can, I don't know.
Years
Something
ago,
about
there's
meeting somebody at the range gives me a little apprehension.
years ago there was this song, country song.
I wouldn't mind going to the range. I need to go. John is like 4'8". No, that's no.
No, she said Warrior Q said 5'8".
Oh, T-boy, you're cute. Largemouth bass? Oh, okay. The largemouth bass do that down here? Wow. Yeah, you should see though, it's so gross. I took video today, but I took it for like shorts to maybe clip it. We now have not one cart from a store in our little drainage canal. Two. Got like one on one side, one on the other, and then you have the drainage canal, like the circle where the water goes through. It was like perfect placement. I don't know what they're doing there. But it was like they knew that one was already there, so it's probably the same person, and they ditched it on the other side. I would love to see who's doing that. Have them get caught. But I don't know who to call to tell them to come clean up the stuff that's all flowed, I guess, from out west to now all the junk is behind our houses. It's awful. So I don't know if I would eat any of those fish. Maybe use them in my soil. Oh, thank you, Passamaquoddy. That was such a cute song. I loved it. Cheaper than buying a boat and a truck. True, Abe. True. I wouldn't mind a boat, though. I miss going out on a boat.
Then there was Kenny Chesney with She Thinks My Tractor's Sexy.
Yeah, that was a good song, too. I like that one. I do remember that. I remember stuff like that. Yep. Duncan, man, always find women. What's That's really weird. You find women in the woods? What? What are we doing out there, Bob? It's a little scary. Uh-oh. I'm getting fresh. gosh, what did I just miss? That Aid said that. I'm so glad that Aid is like totally coming out of his shell and talking. Oh, he's 5'8". Okay. Willow Grove said he's 5'8". I think that's how tall my dad was. And then somehow he ended up being my height as he got older. We took a picture where I am in front of my parents and we are all almost the same height. So, uh-oh.
What are you doing?
With a weapon or a married one with a crazy wife hiding and waiting. Oh
Come
my
here.
gosh.
You know you're not allowed back there. Come here. Come here.
Yeah, the crazy wife hiding and waiting is scary as, yeah.
Show your cute little face.
Crazy wife not completely divorced from yet. Oh, sweet. Oh my. I'm wondering when these chats took place about the hotels. What? Oh, okay. Have sweet dreams, Janice. Love you, my friend.
Good night, Janice.
I have to say that was the other God thing was sweet Janice reminded me. It helps to like write your prayers out. Now I don't know where my little sticky notes. Anyway, you put like your little prayer on a sticky note and it can go in the back of your closet. It can just go in an area where you sit down. But it helps so much to just get it out on paper. Like and put it out on paper. It really does. It helped with Yosi last night and even just me. Yeah. It was really thank you. Are you having background conversations with my friend Aid? Thanks, Cashew. That was actually my friend Janice who gave me the idea. I used to do like journaling, but I'm so bad at it. I would put my journal down and forget where I put it. Terrible. So ADHD. Last time I went deer hunting, I missed that. Shot 2 men, but Paul stopped me. Your husband stopped you from shooting 2 other people out there. It's hilarious. Did you just tell him you were trying to be like the ex-vice president? just to see if you could get away with it like he did. Miss Carol hunting. I have 4 or 5 ladies hunting at my place every. Oh, okay. You're right. Okay. Lovely. I'll try and keep it down. Okay. Thanks. We're going to a movie tomorrow, but we have to meet up with her friend earlier. I'm the chaperone. It's just in this day and age with all the confusion of pronouns. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta keep an eye out. But she's a good girl. That's right. I'm going to hide this journal. And I wrote where I was going to hide it. And then I never found it again. Sounds about right, Cashew. That's like where you do that with your password. Little notebook with your passwords.
And it turns out you already changed that password.
Yeah. Right?
Oh,
yeah. Buy cheesecake. Yum.
I'm a turd. Hello. How are you?
Oh, which one is that with the black around his face?
It's Dark Paw.
Oh.
He's the one that has to stay in now because he's been tearing the other cats up.
Oh.
The neighbor's cat.
Territorial.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's daddy to the mommy kittens? Yeah. I was going to say because he looks like
because he has been.
Yeah.
He's been taking care of them over there too.
Mm. And the one looks a little bit like him with the splotching, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good for you, Daddy Darkpaw. Gotta get those kitties fixed. You don't have a place where you can take them in and get them fixed. They don't do that. If you say that they're, not yours, they're just strays. Mm-hmm. You're helping them.
Hard to do right now, but I mean, if I had my own vehicle, I could.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that's right that you're saving up for one again.
I would
Thanks.
definitely take the boys first, but
Mm.
um,
Does that cat have a 70s porn mustache? Hey, WD Clock and Roll, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
landlord stopped by and he dropped off the right cutoff valve.
Yay.
Get to install
Finally.
that tomorrow. And I
Goodness.
had a
Is
conversation
there a
with
way
some,
to use it and then keep it in your house?
I wish.
Just
I'm trying to
God.
convince him to put it on a separate meter up there. So,
Yeah, well, like, how can you protect it now after that happened once? I'd be afraid they'd do
oh,
it
and I
again.
confronted one of those people today too.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
You need a dog that smiles with big nasty teeth. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, our dog was that I told you about the other night. Our dog was named Quincy, and she would just sit, or he would sit, and we had a side yard too. That's what's even funnier. So here comes the mailman, Quincy, with just all his teeth.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. The one guy whipped it. What? Whipped it
Yeah.
out. Oh,
Right
that you're
back in
talking
a
about that
second.
you almost killed. Let's see. One guy whipped it out and started peeing in the deer trail. I put my crosshairs on him. Oh my gosh. I said, yeah. Shoot that thing off him. And Paul said, no, you can't do that. I said, yes, I have it in my sight. Too funny. It's too bad you didn't have like the salt. You grabbed him pants and ran down the hill. I bet he did. Probably scared him to death. But it's like, doesn't that mess up? It's because it messes up your deer hunt, right, Duncan? Because then they're like, they can smell a man. Yeah. I need to have the captains up sometime. Yeah, we have 3 teams and we're all Barry's in the competition too. So am I. Passamaquoddy, Gear. I don't know who else is in the side chat tonight Jana says, but she went to bed. Josh he passed through. I think he probably went to bed too.
What all the growing?
Yeah, all the
thing?
people that are in the competition. Wilson still needs people.
My number's 77.
Yeah, 77 people. It's great.
That's my number.
You got a great number. I used to live at 30, what was it? 377 Celebration Lane. I miss
That's
that
where I was
address.
adopted. That's the ironic thing about it.
Yeah.
I was adopted in 1977.
No way. That is cool.
It was like, and it didn't dawn on me until the other day. It's like,
Meant to be. I know that was like when I put that devotional in and you were like, oh my, whoa. It was like way too spot on when I read it. Especially because that was when things started being really weird. That was the name of God. It's Yahweh Sabaoth is the Lord of the armies of heaven. It's the same name that David used against Goliath. You haven't offended me today. You've offended Yahweh Sabaoth, and he's going to basically take care of you. And wow, yep, Pebble did it. It's awesome. So yeah, I was glad to see that when we were worried about Yossi.
yeah, I bet you're just kidding.
You drafted him? He's on
I
yours?
know you didn't draft me, son. I mean, the right person.
Yeah.
The right person convinced me and just, gently asked me to join.
That's right.
And I had plenty of time to think about it. So, hey, I didn't run into it headlong. You didn't have to prod at me. So let's
Duncan, that's hilarious.
not go there, John.
John likes to claim those things. It makes him feel good.
Yeah, stroke that ego.
Yep. Yep. Some people just gotta have that. Lots of that. Oh, and the Marshal enjoys it, that's for sure. as many like strokings of the ego, he'll take them. Yes, Passamaquoddy did that. Her gentle ways. She's just blowing holes in the wall and shooting at centipedes. Yeah, I don't like things with a lot of little legs. I agree.
You like that? That you call me son?
What?
Oh, well, I have a way with words sometimes. So,
Oh, it was above the bed, Tibor. I might be screaming too. Ooh, depends how big it is. I hate those little things, and then they come in and die in the house if they get in.
oh
They
yeah,
look like the
well,
little millipede or centipede.
I haven't
Centipedes
had.
are scarier because their legs go out, and like even when they're resting, they're moving.
The actually they don't bother me. It's the scorpions that come in, and
Oh heck, yeah,
and I
scorpion.
can't figure that out because they need moisture, and I would rather them be outside where the moisture is, and then
Yeah, that means you probably have moisture somewhere that you don't know about in the house if you're finding them.
mhm.
Just like those ones with the pinchers, silverfish.
I mean, I usually only find one every year around this
Oh,
time.
okay. Well, then it's probably
Not
nothing.
it's just one that's lost. I would
Yeah,
say.
it's just one that's lost. They're not in a moist area then. Polar. I once chased a wren in the house till I got tired. Oh, you shot it. It's a wren. Oh, poor wren. Wren. Not a wren. But then again, it's probably pooping on everything. That's depends how long you had it in the house. Maybe I'd shoot it too. They're so cute though. Gosh, Tibor. Yeah, rather than a dead gator on the kitchen. Amen. Amen to that. 8, I had Malachi, we were out walking. He was being he was really being weird this week, but it's what you sensed, like you guys were saying, it's what he's picking up on from me probably. Hold on. That's the old picture. Okay. Well, he's climbing this tree that's near the lake in our HOA. He's having a good time. But he starts eyeing the Harry. That's his smile. I go, smile. He goes, smile. Anyway,
That's
here's the
cute.
lake. This is the lake. And we were
Oh,
seeing fish jump in it, which usually means something's after the fish.
hmm.
And right near that tree is like an area. Oh, shoot. Hold on. This is a video. There's like a slide off area, like, oh, there, like this.
Hmm.
But when I've gone there before, it looks like something is slid there. That's
Kind of
usually a sign.
spelling like
Yeah,
a gator or something. Yeah.
yeah, it's usually a sign of a gator sunning spot. I
Hmm.
didn't notice it this time as bad, but yeah. Oh, Brutal, are you going? Night, Bob. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Take care,
Yeah,
beautiful.
take care. What did I miss in here? That sounds like some kind of reptile mafia message. Watch yourself. No, he's my man. He wouldn't do that. Hey, nope. He's just, letting it be known that I have gators. I could end up with a gator instead of a scorpion. We have scorpions here too, but they're the ones that don't look like the typical scorpion with the tail. They're flatter.
Hmm.
Thankfully, our old school would get them where I taught. They would like, oh, I had a scorpion in the classroom today. And I'm like, what? And I forget where I think I might have saw it at the school. And I was like, I didn't even know that was a scorpion. What Barry don't realize is just because he's amidst fits, I can still penalize. Will you keep your penal thing to yourself, John?
Keep it in his pants.
Keep it wherever, but stop with the penal
Uh,
code. John and the penal code, the marshal and the penal code. You'd get locked up for eradicating gators. People poach them. It's sad. They were here first. Like, I don't want them in my backyard. I don't want them in my house. No, don't want them. If I had a pool, goodness, that is the scariest thing. But I don't also want them eradicated. They're part of the circle of life here.
Yeah.
Whatever they're eating won't be eaten, and then that'll get out of hand. Yeah, bears and mountain lions. Hey, Morgan, it's good to see you. Threads and
What,
jar.
what you don't
Um,
realize is you spelled my name wrong.
who did? Oh,
B
Will It Grow?
Berry is a fruit.
Will It Grow probably is like having a good cocktail if I know John. Maybe a little rum from being a, fisherman. A lot of fishermen like that. Yeah. I wouldn't want to keep my mountain lions really scare me, threads and jars, but they're bringing back the Florida panther. What they didn't realize is the Florida panther is annihilating the Keys deer because they like eating them to death. So now we have
Uh,
yes, he's a penal American.
your,
Yep, you can't help it.
your chat is off the hook tonight, girl.
Yep. I just saw what you wrote. Oh my gosh, I remember when we talked about that because it was his computer making noises. I think we lost all my Christian people. I just went watched the numbers go. Pfft. You have mountain lions too, Brenda? Oh my gosh, terrifying. I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. Wow, Morgan. What state is that, Morgan? Are you up near I know somebody else that's in Idaho and he has mountain lions around him. Uh-oh, he's letting you know. Keep it up, Barry. His penalizing is coming. Ah! Watch out for his penalizing. Look, I have little lights. Aren't they cute? They're so pretty. I love these little things. I'm just gonna look angelic.
Put them in your hair.
Yeah, I'll put them in my hair. Maybe John won't penalize me if I look angelic or something. Look like I don't know. No, I think I'll leave them back there. I don't know what to do with them now. Speaking of your noisy pup, he was so mad. That was Jilly that day, and Jilly's husband got blamed for it. I forget his name, but it's like now Dirty something because of that day. That was Jilly, though. Jilly was like, "Oh no, I'm in trouble." Wait till my husband
Look at
hears.
sunset I had this evening. Wasn't that incredible?
That was the most beautiful picture. I love that.
I mean,
That's
it was just.
when you
I-
would dry. Go ahead.
I stepped out the back door and everything looked pink, and I was like, "What in the world?"
I love
Then I
pink.
realized what time it was. I said, "Oh, I got to go look at this." And I went around the front yard. I said, "Wow."
There, John, I'm an angel. You don't need to penalize me. Keep your penal to yourself.
Yeah,
Although
so
I still need to make my hey, I'm in the competition video. Give someone what the heck with the hair?
Yeah, me too.
Me and this hair. I did make a short tonight, thanks to Aid. He encouraged me.
I watched it.
Thank you.
It's really good too.
Thank you. It's a quick meal, and it's so you can turn it into a cheeseburger too if you add the cheese. And then you do mix up the 3 toppings that you like your toppings that you would put on a burger. You mix it up and turn that into your dressing. Just if you're keto, you have to use the sugar-free stuff. Corn-fed life, are you guys moving? I remember you were talking about moving.
Boy, I tell you what, I am so close to saying I'm done with this mess here.
Oh,
I'm really close to it.
Where
After
would
the conversation I had today,
Yeah.
I said, you all have cost me so much.
Yeah.
I said, and you've been told to stay off this land, and yet you still come back. I said, I'm just this close to just moving so I can be away from you all.
What did they say? Probably were like, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, he tries to smooth things over, but he's foolish.
Oh, was this the landlord you were talking
No,
about?
no, it was one of the guys that the landlord hired. He should have known not to hire in the first place.
No. I hate that.
I confronted him about the water valve being taken, and I said, "Look, you cost me a bunch of money, and
Oh,
now you
okay.
cost the landlord money."
Colorado Springs, Colorado. Yeah, that we've got our cashew. I don't know if she's still here. Cashews in Colorado. Not moving yet, but we do hope to leave Kansas maybe in the fall. Think about, yeah, a lot of people are moving to Tennessee though. I sometimes wonder if they have something going on where they're like mind controlling a lot of the more conservative people to get us into certain states. Because
I am kind of wondering because if you follow all the, but I don't know, it doesn't make any sense to me because we've had all these accidents,
Mhm.
and I wanted to use the air quotes, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But we've had all those accidents, and then
Oh,
at
Denver suburbs. Okay.
the same time, we have all these people moving to the East Coast. Why are they all moving here? A good part of our population in the United States is east of the Mississippi,
Yeah.
the very narrow part of the United States. When you got everything to the west, and you can live
Yeah.
wherever you want to.
Well, because the West Coast too, their beaches are basically freezing cold and have great whites. So why wouldn't you come to the East Coast? Like we have great whites too, but not as plentiful, it seems like. And they have
I can understand
like
moving out of
sea
California.
lands. California is gorgeous though. They've ruined it with politics. It's a
Well, it's not just
beautiful
politics. I mean, the drugs
state.
have taken over the streets there.
That's true too. The drugs are really bad. The drugs were bad even when I was a little girl.
I
And
wouldn't even go there to visit.
yeah,
You know, someone
it's
said I would pay your trip up there. I'd say I'm sorry, I can't. I got them at my back
well,
door, and I beg them every day, just leave me alone.
yeah. Kansas ended up being super left, corn-fed life. They found out, and they've been trying to keep the babies alive there. They want to do that late term abortion stuff there. And it's, basically murder babies. Basically do Nazi thing to children. There's no reason if the head comes out of the canal and it's alive to do that. There's so many people who want to have children. If the baby's healthy, give it up for adoption. They aren't moving here because they can't breathe. I can't breathe there. Did you hear that earlier, Threads and Chairs? That was Steamboat Springs. I can't breathe. Is it the thin air, or do you guys have any kind of settling of pollution because of the valley and stuff? The valleys and how it can get trapped when you have a real mountainous range. We went out the other day and I still don't know what caused it. I could see a haze all over. It's like hazy hot. No limits now on abortion also there. Oh, and they're starting to legalize the drug. They're going to ruin their state. Kansas was so pretty. That's a shame.
Here's this is bad when you go to southern Ohio from Kentucky, and as you cross the line, there's
Mhm,
the great big marquee sign above the interstate,
mhm.
and the first line that you read is the pollution index. And
Mm,
literally, you don't need that sign to tell you. You can
yeah.
look ahead of you and see downtown Cincinnati, and you can
Yeah.
see the haze of
Well, I have
smog.
to say, when we were near Nashville had a haze.
Yeah.
Nashville, Tennessee, they have a haze there. And the same thing when I went up to Georgia. I have no idea what plants they have up there. Probably it was the magnolias, but my sinuses, I was dying. I don't,
Well,
and I like Georgia. I wanted to move there, but when we went up during, it was either early summer, late spring, hot as Hades, and no cross breeze like from the ocean like we have here. And then the air pollution and like from Atlanta. And then also whatever plants they got up that we don't have. Yeah, my were killing me. It was awful. Oh, she's at 10,000 foot elevation. Yeah. Don't get pollution unless there's fire up here. Yeah, the fires are scary in the high mountains. Yee.
Mhm.
They get that though too in San Diego. They get the outbreaks, the fires. That was a song that I actually posted was from Switchfoot, and they wrote that a song about it. But it was like an epiphany to him. It was like if the house burns down tonight, like let it burn as long as I've got the people I love in my car and we've got just basically our documents and a few things, we'll be okay. Like, because this is what matters, like right here in my car. It was a really good song. Real, simple words, but it was like a profound thought of it's okay. It's just stuff. Elevation. Not that I wish that on anybody because it's devastating, but you know what I mean. Folks,
Uh, if you're in the big cities, corn-fed like Lexington or Louisville was very liberal. When you
yeah.
get out here into the sticks,
Nashville is very liberal, of course, because it's entertainment. Any place that's like entertainment centric
mhm.
is usually, go figure, kind of liberal.
But it is highly rated for homesteading and things like that. So
Yeah.
Kentucky really is a good place to choose. I mean,
Yeah, Cornfed, I think Laura and Chris over at Hedgehog's Homestead. They just moved to Tennessee and built their house. They had
yeah,
she documented it all.
they just got done cleaning up the place and they're in their new place now.
Yeah, I saw just short pictures of it. I've got to go check out the video. Let's move to Kentucky. It won't be liberal as much. Yeah, that's true. You could balance it out if the conservatives move in. But it seems like they're just moving too. The people who are coming over the border, any place that is conservative, they're moving them and kind of
Well,
buying
I've lived here
votes.
30 years, and I mean, I just,
Yeah. Hey, Garrett. What's up, Garrett 01?
because I steer clear of politics. So I guess
I
that's,
know. I try to too. It's just,
I mean, it
it's
has to be
so,
talked about sometimes, but I think,
yeah. It's so hard because everything's controlled. It's all controlled, the information that we're hearing. And even the right and the left controlled. It's all controlled. It's really thought out, except for like opinions on YouTube of what we're seeing. Most of it isn't, unless they are an undercover.
oh, yeah. Well,
Like people don't, I think the people in here know that and can think that way, but some people don't know. My parents watched the news. They never knew it was propaganda that they were getting fed. Come home after a hard day at work, dad sits down, mom's got dinner, they sit down, they watch the news. It's just part of their life. And meanwhile, they're in their brain, just churning their brains, and because they're in a relaxed state watching it. Man,
which was, that was, I guess, a tradition that,
Garrett.
well, I don't watch stuff like the music awards and stuff like that.
No, I don't either. Because they
It's,
ain't giving credit to the God that's above, a lot of them. They may kind of point and act like it, but
pretend they are, but
pretend, yeah. They give a lot away of themselves to get to that level. From what I've heard, it's
yeah, I don't have a TV, so
yeah. No, just the business. They basically, yeah, I won't.
and I mean,
I'll go against my own rules if I slander them. I don't want to slander them.
I worked in the media, and I had the opportunity to work in TV, and I told them, I said, no, I only do radio.
Yeah.
And now I'm just glad I didn't, because I have a friend who worked at the same radio station I did, and he finally got the job as a field reporter for WKYT TV, and he's awesome at it. But he said you wouldn't believe the behind the scenes stuff that goes on. He said you just would not believe it. He said, it.
We don't watch them either, but we were eating dinner out and it was on their TV. They even had oh dear, they had a drag show. Nothing like that while you're eating. Lovely. Yeah. It's really crazy with that whole situation because I also heard, and I don't know if it's true, Q might agree it's true. She's probably heard it too, that the whole Pride movement was actually CIA op. I don't know why they would want to turn the society upside down, but I don't know if that's like former KGB people getting in there and twisting our own people, because they started that. They knew they couldn't take down our country until they got within it and took apart our faith and took apart us having community, and then we were an easier target. Basically got God kicked out of schools too. That was all KGB operation.
Yeah, a nation divided cannot stand.
Yeah, exactly. And then China brought in the drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. They know they're working from within to weaken their enemy. Guardian. Yeah, I remember Guardian before. Yeah, he's around for a certain reason. I'd rather not talk about. Yep, it's MK Ultra too, yeah. That's also MK Ultra is there's pew pews. I know Marxism has gotten a foothold. It's terrible, just like that movement that people of my son's color think was so great because it gives them, power finally, because they didn't have their own personal power. Yes, you do. Gosh, like go look at where your ancestors came from. Some of those areas are suffering horribly, and you're getting your groceries paid for. You have free health care practically. I'm just talking about the ones that are complaining. That's what you see. The ones that are leading it are doing very well and being paid well. Like the one woman wrote a book and they were pissed because she sold out. Basically, they thought she totally sold out. Yes, you do. It's always Marxism before communism. You're right, Tibor. Yep. We're really close. We're really close. And that's communism usually is, you've got a godless country. They loved Darwin. Stalin liked Darwin. Hitler liked Darwin. Anything that removed God from the picture because, communism, they're the gods, the dictators. Mother Russia. Yeah, it's very scary. All I know is with all this, once the wars get really bad in Israel and we see something going up on the Temple Mount, that means the Antichrist is going to go possibly into that temple. And then it's on like Donkey Kong, biblically speaking. And when they were doing that whole thing with the, I love Amir. I can't think of his last name. He's actually a Christian, but he used to be in the army. Yossi's the one who told me he's former Mossad. And his reporting is, of course, for the Israeli people. And he had this story first that I heard with the rocks and the fireworks, and that they were held up. They were holding up within to cause trouble, to make it look like the armed forces, Israeli armed forces, were coming in and doing it. You need to brush up on I do too, Cashew. I think that's why God's calling me. Get ready. For sure. I don't know where you see those videos, but the government. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gone a little bit rogue, Garrett. I think it's both. I think there is a part of it that, yes, the government controls, and then there's a rogue part because these are agents. They can be still double agents.
The hell was that?
Instead, Aquarius says, I don't mind a little communism as long as the uniforms are off the hook. Sounds like something I would say, and like totally. Like, for real. I know. Like, if we could have a really great uniforms, I'm sure, Robert, it'd be awesome. Oh, and we won't own anything, but we're gonna be happy. Totally.
You'll own nothing and be happy.
Yes. Like, why would that be? Because we're not dead? Because we're
Right.
being threatened to be happy? Because we're being drugged or we have a chip in our brain that says you're happy now. Oh, I'm happy because my chip says so.
Yeah. Shot a little dopamine in there.
Yeah, right. I bet
Like,
that's
oh,
what
you're not happy enough. Oh.
I know, right? That's so scary. It's like reminds me of that old movie where the people turn 30 or whatever, and they have those things that go off, so they'll kill them because they only have limited space. It's kind of like that, except it'll be in your brain probably, and it'll just zap you. Like population control instantly. Oh, you're 60. Okay, boop, you're gone.
Lovely.
Boop. They might even keep them young so they work harder. So it
Kind
might
of
be
that kind of like the rumors of that pill that they give elderly people.
Mhm.
You know, there was rumors going around that they were just offing old people because
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
easier to give them that pill
Mm.
than it was to keep.
Hey, what's up, Chuck? See, good to see you. Texas Psychobilly, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Yeah, the aliens and Bigfoot aren't controlled. I think they're controlled by a demonic thing. I think they're left over from the time where what do you call it? Were created. So they can float. They're like interdimensional stuff that we're seeing. That's why you can see them and then you can't because they're kind of demonic. They're like from at least like the hold on. I gotta go back up. Gosh, I haven't even been drinking, and I'm my brain is getting like I was for a second there. Fibro's so awesome. The brain fog is like you just got a buzz sometimes
It doesn't.
without the fun of the buzz. It's
Right.
just
Yeah.
we're
Without the fun of getting there. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I think Bigfoot is part of the Nephilim that were created between the
My
angels and
my
humanity.
brain is a little foggy right now. I don't know what the deal is, but
Passamaquoddy said it was the sunstorms. I wish Homestead Aquarius would talk about that. He's really into that. He reminded me of that channel that I now can't think of because of the brain thing. Oh my gosh, Aid, how are you even functioning? Yeah, right, Cashew. I would be asleep. Don't talk bad about the Squatch. Oh my. That commercial with the Squatch. Oh my gosh. That was the best commercials, like, when they first came on about that soap. That was hilarious. I don't know who wrote that stuff, but it was great. Powerful Man DC, you never heard of? Yeah, I don't know that name, Doug Coe. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, we're not seeing the people who really have the power and the strings. I agree. But that's any government. That's the same thing over in China. It's, I forget the communists that are behind it, but you don't see. They don't put their main men out there. They're definitely paid by the higher ups in government. I think they do little side jobs, Garrett. I think maybe Johnson paid some of them to take out.
oh, excuse me.
I don't believe in aliens. I do believe in interdimensional creatures. Yeah. Same. Same Q. Yeah, the solar flares. Thanks, Passamaquoddy. $6 million man exposed Bigfoot as minions of the aliens long ago. They expect us to forget that little bit of Hollywood letting the truth out. I don't remember that when he was on there. No way. I don't remember that. I'm sure Star Trek let some stuff leak too, probably. Or Stargate. Oh, that was a cool show. Especially because it had guy from MacGyver on it. I think it was called Stargate, right? With the big circle.
Yeah.
That was a good show. It got weird though, and I stopped watching it. Like just too weird. Like boring weird, not like creative weird.
Yeah, well, it
Got redundant.
changed writers,
Oh, is that what happened to it? Okay, that makes sense.
and then it got a little bit better for a while because
Did it?
fans complained. They were like, you're screwing
Ruining.
up a really good TV show. Let's get back to what it used to be. So, and they're going to make more.
What do you mean you have a restraining order? I've seen you on other panels, Homestead Aquarius. Don't you give me that. Could talk about the solar flares. You know about them. What is that channel, Robert, please, that we were watching that he was talking about that, how the solar storms come down, they affect Earth and also cause some of these tornado outbreaks. They influence our
Richard
brain.
Dean Anderson.
What? Ricky Dean Anderson?
Yeah, Richard Dean Anderson. He was MacGyver, and then he was on Stargate. Sorry.
Oh, who did the writing? Or
no, well, he
star?
collaborated. He collaborated on the writing, but he didn't do all of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
I have
saying
to
he
look
was.
it up. It's been
He
so
was the
long.
star. He was the star. Well, yeah. He
Oh,
was,
okay. That's MacGyver's real name?
Yeah, Richard Dean Anderson.
Okay.
You wouldn't recognize him now. He's a little bit heavier than he was.
Oh, really, Cashew? Thank you. They know so much, though. Like, I go over and watch 10 TV. If you guys haven't heard of 10 TV, it's on late at night. Cashew, I don't know if you want to put her link in. But yeah, it's a great panel that she usually has up, and it's mostly a lot of it's politics and stuff off and on, but just really world events, and they discuss them. It's really good. I'm gonna call it. Oh, night corn-fed life. I hope you get sleep this time and you don't have insomnia like the rest of us seem to have. I'm going to call it in just a little bit because it's already 2:02 and Barry's looking tired too.
It's just been a long day.
Yeah, I'll give the link. Yeah, I bet they did. That's what I was saying, Q. I bet they did. Stargate's wholesome. Oh, I didn't realize it didn't scroll up. Stuart came in. Shush. Hey, Stuart, it's good to see you. Yeah, Monkey Works is good. That's it, Idaho. Gosh, you're always good with the names, Idaho Garden Girl. Suspicious Observers is the channel we were watching about the sunstorms coming down and affecting the earth and causing tornadoes, messing up your head. The Family. Oh, is that the one that you said is on Netflix? I don't have Netflix anymore, Tibor, after they ran that show, the young girls. Bless you. Yeah, it has been a while. It's good to see you. Yeah, when I can catch, yeah, that's it. Yep. When I can catch Monkey Works, once in a while I'll watch him. But yeah, 10 TV, good. Check her out. She's always got a great panel. Chuck was in here. He's on the panel, and then he'll do after parties. Jane Roddenberry, who had access to info. That's what I thought, Threads. Okay. Morgan just said it. Threads and Jars. She said it wasn't Star Trek. It was Gene Roddenberry who had access to info. So the writer knew stuff and was letting it leak out through his work. But was that the writer for Star Trek? Or who wrote? Wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Main writer, and then he had co-writers.
Okay. One's a big farm.
Originally,
really cool, Tibor. He lives in Kentucky also. The $6 million man owns a big farm near Corbin, Kentucky. It is amazing how many of them do have huge ranches, like out, like, oh my gosh, they showed Carrie Underwood moved out of her like HOA development, bought a huge, huge property, and her orchard. Oh my gosh, amazing. Looks like professional, like she could sell off her land to, grocery stores. Making it. Oh gosh. You get some interesting stuff, Garden State Gardener. No, thank you.
Johnny Depp moved to Kentucky too.
Did he? Wow.
Mm-hmm. But he's got a home here. I won't say he's actually moved here, but he's been seen, actually walking the streets and stuff. Evidently, he's just really.
Oh, did he pass away? The $6 million man? Oh, I didn't know that. Passamaquoddy. That's sad. Julie Roberts too, but hers is more like southwest. Duh. That was interesting in my brain. Oh, that's okay. Good night, Morgan. Thank you for coming in. You be healthy too, and it's so good to see you. Oh, please, Gear, no. Let's not go there. Oh, gee. You're not allowed to, Garden State Gardener? Is that part of the deal because of privacy issues? Really? The Queen owned a big tract of Kentucky pine forest. I wonder what for. I know she owns they own a whole lot of the food system. That's where I saw it, Q. Yeah, I saw it on Epic Gardening, and he was there to help or something. She didn't look like she...
I wonder who got that.
What?
I wonder who got the Queen's tract of pine forest here.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm sure she's still got it. They still just probably own it. Yeah, okay. He was the creator of Star Trek. Thank you, Morgan. I thought so, but I wasn't for sure. You going to bed too, Brenda? Boy, I know I'm going long when Brenda's going to bed. Brenda's like queen night owl. Yeah, your wife finds out you're in big trouble. That's right. If she finds out what's going on in the backseat of your side job.
You're in big trouble, mister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't. I don't want to imagine. I was going to say I can only... No. Oh, no. She's still going, Essie, with her toy. Cute. Oh, wives always find out, yes, by the way. We do. Night, Brenda. Love you.
Oh, boy. I put him on camera and he walks away. Jerk.
Not that anybody asked, but I wear on my neck my mother's engagement ring, and this is my great-grandmother's garnet engagement ring. Isn't that cool? That's like... She was born in the 1800s. It's so weird.
Yeah,
it's weird to think how many things she saw.
My first wife, me and her.
Oh, nice, Duncan. That sounds like fun.
My first wife, me and her stepdad were close.
Mm-hmm.
I need to have this polished, but it's a metal arrowhead, so I've kept it this whole time.
Oh, cool.
I actually lost it for like a year. Couldn't find it anywhere.
Really cool. He gave that to you. That's sweet.
Yeah.
So sweet.
He was still alive when he gave it to me, but it actually hurts. It's got a little
Good
point.
for you, Joe. There's so many men that have, and women too. Good for you, especially with that temptation right in the back of your car. I like that necklace, Barry, too. So does Homestead Aquarius. Well, it's 2:08 a.m. in the morning, and you guys know I'm usually up later, but I don't want to do that to anybody here because we all have stuff to get done. And
yeah, my fire's starting to cool down too.
Yeah, videos to make. So thank you so much for coming and keeping me company, especially on Good Friday, and listening to me cry. Gosh, but it's cleansing. Tears are cleansing. Sometimes we're just supposed to cry. We need that decompression. No way. Garden State Gardener says last time he picked up 2 small people, I think we call them now, or little people, on a date. That was awesome. That would be kind of neat. All right, everyone. Thank you so much again for coming in. I appreciate each and every one of you. And you all have a blessed and happy Easter weekend. And thank you to all my moderators, which is a lot of you. I really appreciate you too for just keeping us safe in here. Good night, and I will talk to you guys probably behind the scenes. Yes, it's okay, Garden State Gardener. I knew what you meant. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night. We love you all.
Love you. Stay safe.